everybody. Welcome to this edition of R&B Reviews. I'm Rob, and I'm standing outside my movie theater, local movie theater, I should say, and there's two people behind me, Jerry and Dan.
How's it going?
Hey, it's great. Thanks for coming back and doing this movie review.
Oh, no problem. I'm excited for it.
Okay,
good.
Now I gotta pop back in here. Okay, all right. Well, we're about to go inside and see Rocketman, which is the anticipated biopic of Elton John. And this is one of the movies that I was really looking forward to because I think Elton John had a lot in his life where there's a lot for a story, different dramas, different uplifted moments and stuff. So I want to see how it turns out. And plus, the director, I think his name's Dexton Fletcher, was one of the people that was brought in to finish Bohemian Rhapsody when Bryan Singer disappeared for a while. And there's already some comparisons with Bohemian Rhapsody because, of course, that's a Queen biopic and it was about, you know, rock musicians and so forth, like Freddie Mercury in the band. But I think I'm hoping it'll stand out on its own. I think it will. I kind of like Taron Egerton, so yeah. Jerry, your thoughts on the movie before we go in?
Well, I'm really excited for it. To be honest, I don't know too much about Elton John. I know a couple of his songs, but because of the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, and that one was so great, I really wanted to check this one out too. So yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Oh. And Dan?
I'm here just to be excited for it because I don't know much about Elton John. But I thought it would be a really good movie to actually go watch with my friends.
Good. Yeah, so, all right, well, hopefully this movie opens your eyes to Elton John's music. Now, I think I'm familiar enough with Elton John and his personal life. So I kind of like early Elton John more when he was a rocker before he went pop rock, in my opinion. But anyway, we're about to go inside, and then, of course, you know the drill. We're going to tell you what we thought when we come out. So we're going to shut the camera off and head on in. We'll see you later. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? We just got out of the movie theater. So Jerry's over there. Hey. Dan is over there. And we are now going to tell you what we thought of the movie. So, Jerry, so you said you weren't too familiar with Elton John, but after hearing the songs in some of these movies, you kind of recognize some of them?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't know too much about Elton John, a lot of the names of the songs, so I recognized a lot of them in the movie. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a decent movie. A lot more special effects than Bohemian Rhapsody, but with Elton John being very eccentric with the way he dresses and all his different outfits, I thought it was pretty fitting. His story, the beginning seemed a little rushed, but overall, you can't fit too much in a 2.5-hour movie. So with what they did, I thought they did a pretty good job explaining it. And then overall, I like Bohemian Rhapsody a little bit better, but this movie definitely stood out to be a really good one. So.
Dan, your thoughts?
My thoughts about this movie is that this movie was kind of depressing, but it's pretty much Elton John trying to find himself over rehab. So it's kind of a thing where Elton John was trying to figure himself out, but it kind of
fell off the wagon a few times before actually getting to that point, finding himself.
Trying to find himself after falling.
Yeah.
But he's more trying to find the suit for himself, but with Freddie Mercury, he kind of went into the store and he's like, oh, I like this outfit for some reason, so I'll just use it for on stage. And when Elton John was trying to figure himself out, it's like, well, how do I look? Do I look like I'm going to fit in to this gig or what?
Yeah. Well, personally, I think I liked Rocketman a little bit more than Bohemian Rhapsody. First, I really loved the framing that they did here. Something that shook me up a little bit was I didn't realize the trailers didn't make it seem like it was a musical, because it's kind of a jukebox. I thought it was going to be a straight biopic, and I think I would have preferred it if they had done that. I'm sure Elton John fans will love hearing all the songs, and you know, fans of like musicals and Broadway will love it, but I felt sometimes it stopped the story cold, and sometimes it worked. Like, for example, when he's working on the song, Your Song, that worked because you see him working. And then there's some scenes like Honky Cat where him and his manager, after he becomes famous, they go through this process of, you know, he's introducing him to drugs, partying, and living the wealthy life and stuff like that. That worked. But there's some songs where it's like they were doing it just to have all the hits in there, and I thought when that happened, it kind of stopped the story cold, for me at least. But what I did like about it was the acting. I thought everybody, even Taron Egerton, made me feel like I was watching the real people. It didn't feel like I was watching, actors trying to recreate that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. With the acting, very good fluid. They all had a lot of deep emotion. It seems like they all actually studied their characters very well. Especially, what was the actor's name that played Elton John? It's
Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton?
Yeah.
Okay, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by that. Yeah, just the way he acted, the way he moved, and his emotional portrayal, I thought that was very phenomenal.
Yeah. What do you think, Dan, about the acting?
I thought it was pretty good. Not much special effect, but unlike Bohemian Rhapsody, but then again, I kind of like the minimum requirement of special effects.
Yeah. So, I mean, except for a few nitpicks, I really enjoyed Rocketman. Dan, you said that you thought the story was about him finding himself. I took it as him trying to find love, because it seems like his dad was very strict and he didn't seem to be loving, and same thing with his mother. So he just wanted to find love. He wanted to love himself, and he thought he could do it, through the fame and through everything. And I thought, for me, that's what I took away from it. All these years he was trying to find. He was trying to find love.
Yeah, or just trying to find himself through love, because that is a very good point. Because they really did emphasize, especially with him being gay, or him even being a pop star. His dad had no interest in him, even when he was successful, and he showed more appreciation towards his other sons, even though when he was that young, he didn't get any kind of appreciation. With his mom saying that he never would find love. I didn't really think of that until you just said that now, but that definitely seemed like his biggest challenge, and the big thing that he wanted was to find love, and true love in some sort of way, whether it be romantically or just finding self-love.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless he called his mom saying that he was gay or being a fairy, and then his mom actually said that you cannot truly find love between two men unless you're properly loved. But then again, at the end, he kind of found love.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I like the little after the movie happens, they show his life now and everything, and all the good things he did. And that was awesome that he made a very successful charity. He did find his true love, and he's raising his sons, and everything ended up, even though it was depressing, turned into a happy ending.
Right.
Yeah, you said you liked it better than Bohemian Rhapsody, and with Bohemian Rhapsody winning that many awards and getting that much recognition, I want to ask why before I gave my rating.
Okay, well, for me, I thought Elton John's story was more interesting. I felt like this movie, for the most part, moved at a good pace. Now, you mentioned that Rocketman felt rushed in the beginning. I didn't feel like it was rushed. I felt it moved, except for a few musical numbers interrupting the story, I felt like it moved at a good pace for the most part. And I got into his, what he went through a little bit more than what Freddie Mercury, and even though they probably went through some similar situations, I just found this story for me a little bit more interesting and a little bit more appealing to me. I mean, I still like Bohemian Rhapsody, but this movie I really got into it, and I felt like it was
you could connect
with it better. And like I said, I really like the framing of it. He's in rehab and he's recollecting everything.
Cool
I thought that was a very good framing device.
They started off with that.
Yeah.
Well, now that I hear that, I say I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10, and definitely go see it in theaters. It's definitely up there with Bohemian Rhapsody. So if you enjoyed that one, from everything I've heard and seen, I definitely say thumbs up. Go check it out in theaters.
All right, Dan?
I'm kind of in the middle right now between go see it in theaters and try to see it at home, because if you like trying to find yourself with a depressing love story for himself, go see it in theaters. But if you just want to find it interesting to see it at home, just see it at home.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to say, see this movie in theaters. And also, this is a minor nitpick, but I know in the beginning of the movie when Elton John is first playing some of him and Bernie's music for Dick James, their record executive, there were a few songs that they did that came much later, and I'm like, that's from the 80s, that's from the late 70s, that's not from that. But I mean, and of course, except for a couple musical numbers that I felt like stop the story cold, I think you should check. This is something worth checking out in theaters. I thought it was very entertaining. The acting was good all around. For the most part, I thought it moved at a very good pace. It was just an interesting movie, and I think it's worth checking out. Definitely. Well, Jerry and Dan, thank you very much for seeing the movie with me.
Oh,
and
no problem.
I'm glad you guys ended up enjoying it.
No, it was a good time. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for the video. So what did you think of Rocketman? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Is there some things that you disagree with? Go ahead and post your comments below. Hit the like button, and please go to the main page and look at some other reviews of movies that you can catch in the theaters or something you can watch at home. Thank you very much for watching.